All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Vaibhav Jyotsna Srivastav. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate India's first ever driverless train operations on Delhi Metro at 11 a.m. today. 100th Kisan Rail to be flagged off by the Prime Minister this evening. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar meets business leaders in Qatar. Highlights investment opportunities in India. Daily new COVID-19 cases in the country drops below 19,000 after 6 months. Validity of vehicular documents extended till 31st of March next year due to COVID-19. And in Melbourne Cricket Test, India all out for 326, lead by 131 runs against Australia on day 3. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate India's first ever driverless train operations on Delhi Metro's Magenta line at 11 a.m. today through video conferencing. These innovations will herald a new era of travelling comfort and enhanced mobility. The Prime Minister will also inaugurate the fully operational National Common Mobility Card service on the Airport Express line. This will enable anyone carrying a RuPay debit card issued from any part of the country to travel on the Airport Express line using that card. This facility will become available on the entire Delhi Metro network by 2022. Our correspondent reports that the Delhi Metro currently operates on a network of about 390 kilometers with 285 stations.
Delhi Metro has been a pioneer in introducing technology-driven solutions for passenger comfort, and this is another step in the same direction. With the commencement of driverless trains, Delhi Metro Rail Corporation will enter the elite league of 7% of world's metro networks which can operate without drivers. The driverless metro trains will be fully automated, which will eliminate the possibility of human error. After the start of driverless services on the Magenta line between Janakpuri West to Botanical Garden, the Pink line of Delhi Metro between Majlis Park and Shiv Vihar is expected to have driverless operations by the mid of next year. With Dipendra Kumar, Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will flag off the 100th Kisan Rail from Sangola in Maharashtra to Shalimar in West Bengal at 4:30 p.m. today through video conferencing. The multi-commodity train service will carry vegetables and fruits. Loading and unloading of perishable commodities will be permitted at all en route stoppages with no bar on size of consignment. The central government has extended a subsidy of 50% on transportation of fruits and vegetables. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and Railways Minister Piyush Goyal will also be present on the occasion. Our correspondent reports that the first Kisan Rail was introduced from Devlali to Danapur on the 7th of August this year, which was further extended up to Muzaffarpur. As a result of good response from the farmers, its frequency was also increased from weekly to 3 days in a week. Kisan Rail has been a game changer in ensuring fast transportation of agriculture produce across the nation. It provides a seamless supply chain of perishable produce.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India is building new capabilities through Atmanirbharta or self-reliance. In his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio yesterday, the Prime Minister spoke about the message of Abhinav Banerjee of Delhi, who wrote his experience that customers are demanding India-made products and shopkeepers are selling them. Mr. Modi said a major change has come up in the minds of the countrymen within a year, and customers too are demanding made-in-India products.
अभिनव जी को अपनी रिश्तेदारी में बच्चों को गिफ्ट देने के लिए कुछ खिलौने खरीदने थे, इसलिए वो दिल्ली की झंडेवाला मार्केट गए थे। ये मार्केट दिल्ली में साइकिल और खिलौनों के लिए जाना जाता है। पहले वहाँ महंगे खिलौना का मतलब भी इम्पोर्टेड खिलौने होता था और सस्ते खिलौने भी बाहर से आते थे। लेकिन अभिनव जी ने चिट्ठी में लिखा है कि अब वहां के कई दुकानदार कस्टमर्स को ये बोल कर टॉयज बेच रहे हैं कि अच्छे वाला टॉय है क्योंकि ये भारत में बना है, मेड इन इंडिया है। यही तो है, ये सोच में कितना बड़ा परिवर्तन। यह तो जीता जागता सबूत है, देशवासियों की सोच में कितना बड़ा परिवर्तन आ रहा है।
Mr. Modi emphasized the need to patronize products made with the hard work and sweat of the people of India. The Prime Minister said people make New Year resolutions every year, and this time one has to make certainly a resolution for the sake of the country. The Prime Minister urged countrymen to prepare a list of whatever items they use throughout the day, analyze it, and figure out how we can make these products in India. Prime Minister Modi asked manufacturers and industry leaders to ensure that the Indian products meet global standards. He called upon the entrepreneurs and startups to come forward. The Prime Minister said in May this year, the Kashmiri saffron was given the geographical indication GI tag. He said through this, the government wants to make Kashmiri saffron a globally popular brand and it will further strengthen the efforts to build an Atmanirbhar Bharat. Highlighting government's Swachh Bharat mission, the Prime Minister called upon people to resolve to make the country free of single-use plastic.
इन प्रयासों के बीच हमें ये भी सोचना है कि ये कचरा इन बीचीज पर, इन पहाड़ों पर पहुंचता कैसे है। आखिर हम में से ही कोई लोग ये कचरा वहां छोड़कर आते हैं। हमें प्रदीप और अनुदीप मिनुषा की तरह सफाई अभियान चलाना चाहिए, लेकिन उससे भी पहले हमें ये संकल्प भी लेना चाहिए कि हम कचरा फैलाएंगे ही नहीं। आखिर स्वच्छ भारत अभियान का भी तो पहला संकल्प यही है। हमें देश को सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक से मुक्त करना ही है। ये भी 2021 के संकल्पों में से एक है।
The Prime Minister paid tribute to Sahibzade Zorawar Singh and Fateh Singh, the sons of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, who were buried alive on this day. Bowing to the martyrdom of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, Mata Gujari, Guru Gobind Singh Ji and the four Sahibzade, the Prime Minister said several such sacrifices have preserved the present fabric of India, keeping it intact. The Prime Minister extended his best wishes to the people of the country for the new year.
The farmer unions have proposed to hold another round of talks with the government tomorrow at 11 a.m. Briefing reporters at Singhu border, Swaraj India President Yogendra Yadav said all farmer leaders and all farmer unions representatives who are protesting against the farm laws have mutually decided to hold another round of talks with the centre. On Thursday, the central government had written to the protesting farmers' unions and invited them for fresh talks. Joint Secretary in the Agriculture Ministry, Vivek Agrawal, had reiterated government's commitment to discuss and find solution to all the issues raised by the farmers. Mr. Agrawal had asked farmer unions to decide the date and time for the next round of talks. The Uttar Pradesh government has decided to include the history of Sikh gurus in the school curriculum in the state. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath also announced that 27th of December will be celebrated every year as Sahibzada Divas in all schools of the state. The Chief Minister said this at a Gurbani Kirtan held at his residence on the occasion of Sahibzada Divas. He said Sahibzada Divas marks the martyrdom of four Sahibzadas of Sikh Guru Guru Gobind Singh Ji and his mother Mata Gujari. He said that it is a day to pay gratitude to the sons of the Guru and the mother who martyred their lives for the motherland, country and religion. The Chief Minister said that the Sikh society is known for its hard work. The Sikh Gurus sacrificed their lives to defend the Hindu religion. The country will always remember this. Deputy Chief Ministers Keshav Prasad Maurya and Dinesh Sharma and several cabinet ministers attended the program.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met business leaders in Qatar and highlighted the investment opportunities in India. Dr. S. Jaishankar reached Doha yesterday on a two-day visit to the Gulf nation. He began his trip with the India-Qatar Business Roundtable. The External Affairs Minister appreciated the commitment for strengthening business partnerships between the two countries. In a tweet, Dr. S. Jaishankar said he briefed them about new opportunities flowing from Atmanirbhar Bharat. He thanked Chairperson of Qatar Chamber of Commerce and Industry QCCI, Sheikh Khalifa, and Chairman of Qatari Businessmen Association QBA, Sheikh Fazal. Later in the day, Dr. Jaishankar virtually interacted with the Indian community in the country and appreciated their contribution to meet the COVID-19 challenge. He also urged their participation in the development of a new India. This is Dr. S. Jaishankar's first visit to the country as External Affairs Minister. Indian and Vietnamese Navy concluded the two-day naval passage exercise PASEX in the South China Sea as part of efforts to boost maritime cooperation between the two countries. The Indian Navy informed this on Twitter. Indian naval ship Kiltan, carrying humanitarian assistance, reached Vietnam's Na Rong port in Ho Chi Minh City on Thursday to deliver 15 tons of relief material for flooded-affected people under Mission Sagar III. This mission of INS Kiltan was part of India's humanitarian assistance and disaster relief HADR assistance to friendly foreign countries during the ongoing pandemic.
Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan will felicitate sportspersons, coaches and sports personalities with state-level sports award for the year 2019 at Bhopal today. Padma Shri, Arjuna and Dronacharya awardee Olympian shooter Jaspal Rana will be the special guest. The program will be presided over by State Sports Minister Yashodhara Raje Scindia. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
Chief Minister Shri Chauhan will give away state-level Vikram Eklavya Vishwamitra and Lifetime Achievement Awards today at Bhopal. Winner of bronze medal at 1968 Mexico Olympics, Shri Inamur Rahman of Bhopal is being awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award for the year 2019, recognizing his outstanding contribution in the development and promotion of hockey. As many as 28 sportspersons will be awarded, including 14 players for Eklavya Award, 10 for Vikram Award, 3 for Vishwamitra Award, and 1 for Lifetime Achievement Award. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the new Bhavpur-New Khurja section of Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor EDFC tomorrow at 11 a.m. through video conferencing. The 351-kilometer new Bhavpur-New Khurja section of EDFC is situated in Uttar Pradesh and is built at a cost of 5,750 crore rupees. The section will open new vistas of opportunity for the local industries such as aluminium industry in Kanpur Dehat district, dairy sector in Auraiya, textile production in Etawah, glassware industry in Firozabad and locks and hardware in Aligarh district. The section will also decongest the existing Kanpur-Delhi main line and will enable Indian Railways to run faster trains. During the event, the Prime Minister will also inaugurate EDFC's Operation Control Center OCC at Prayagraj. This will act as the command center for the entire route length of the EDFC. The center is one of the largest structures of its type globally, with modern interiors, ergonomic design and best-in-class acoustics.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate India's first ever driverless train operations on Delhi Metro at 11 a.m. today. 100th Kisan Rail to be flagged off by the Prime Minister this evening. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar meets business leaders in Qatar, highlights investment opportunities in India. Daily new COVID-19 cases in the country drops below 19,000 after 6 months. Validity of vehicular documents extended till 31st of March next year due to COVID-19 pandemic. And in the Melbourne Cricket Test, India all out for 326, lead by 131 runs against Australia on day 3. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter, handle @AIR News Alerts.
India has scaled a significant peak in the fight against the global pandemic. The daily new caseload of COVID-19 has dropped below 19,000 after 6 months. The Union Health Ministry said India's total active caseload has fallen to around 278,000, which is the lowest after 170 days. The country has reported a trend of sustained decrease in the number of active cases. India's present active caseload consists of 2.74% of India's total positive cases. The COVID-19 recovery rate of the country has improved to 95.82%, with over 21,400 new recoveries in the last 24 hours. The total recoveries in the country now stands at over 97,61,500. With over 18,700 new COVID-19 infections in the last 24 hours, India's total cases have gone up to over 1,187,800. The Health Ministry said with 279 fatalities in 24 hours, the death toll has reached over 1,47,600. The total active cases in the country stands at over 2,78,600. This is the lowest in 170 days. A total of 757 new confirmed cases of coronavirus infection were reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to over 6,22,000. The Delhi government said that over 6,05,000 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 939 people recovered and 16 deaths were reported in the city, taking the toll to 10,453. Presently, the total number of active cases in the national capital is 6,713.
Uttar Pradesh government will procure new testing equipment in view of the discovery of new strain of COVID-19 in the United Kingdom and elsewhere. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has directed the tracing of all people coming from UK, France and other countries conducting their mandatory RT-PCR tests and be quarantined till their results are available. More from our Lucknow correspondent.
Presiding over a review meeting yesterday, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that a list of all such people coming from abroad should be prepared and everyone should be tested. These people should also be kept in home isolation as per rules until the results of the testing are received. He has directed to maintain the effective system of contact tracing and surveillance system and said that RT-PCR and rapid antigen tests should be conducted with full capacity. Meanwhile, after a long gap, the state has registered less than 1,000 new COVID cases in 24 hours. Yesterday, only 959 new COVID cases were found, while 1,391 patients were discharged after full recovery. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Gujarat, new cases of COVID-19 are constantly falling in the state. 850 new cases have been detected during the last 24 hours in the state. According to the State Health Department, the recovery rate has further improved to 93.91%. More from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
The total number of COVID-19 cases detected so far in Gujarat has reached up to 2,41,845. Out of this, 2,27,128 patients recovered. 920 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. More than 94,37,000 tests have been carried out in the state till date. Maximum 178 new cases reported from Ahmedabad, while Surat recorded 158 new cases. At present, total active cases in the state are 10,435, out of which 63 patients are on ventilator. 7 patients died yesterday, taking the total deaths due to COVID-19 up to 4,282. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Talking to All India Radio, Dr. Neeraj Gupta from Vardhaman Mahavir Medical College and Safdarjung Hospital in New Delhi talked about the fatal impact of novel coronavirus on human life. He also urged people not to take the infection lightly, even after vaccine will be introduced, and take all precautions to stay safe and healthy.
ये एक विशेष नया वायरस है जिसका अभी तक चूंकि ह्यूमन बॉडी को संपर्क नहीं हुआ था, इसलिए जो है इतना तेजी से फैला है और अब इसकी वैक्सीन भी तैयार हो रही हैं। तो वैक्सीन आते आते ये मेरे को लगता है कि अगले साल तक कंट्रोल में भी आ ही जाएगा। हर प्रकार जैसे कि H1N1 भी आया था, वो भी एक आदमी कह सकते वहम था, लेकिन वो भी एक वायरस था। सार्स वायरस पहले भी आए हैं, एवियन फ्लू या इस तरह के, उन सब की वैक्सीन बनी है। ये भी वही वायरस है, प्रिकॉशन लेनी आवश्यक है और इस प्रिकॉशन से आप बचे रहेंगे।
India will hold a dry run for the coronavirus vaccine in 4 states, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Punjab and Assam from today. The aim of the exercise is to identify challenges and make required changes in the plan so that the final process becomes foolproof. The Health Ministry said this 2 days exercise will provide a hands-on experience to program managers at various levels. This will also enable end-to-end mobilization and testing of COVID-19 vaccination process, accept the vaccine and check the usage of CoWIN in field environment, the linkages between planning, implementation and reporting mechanisms, and identify challenges and guide way forward, prior to actual implementation, including improvements that may be required in the envisaged process. The ministry said an important focus of the dry run will be on management of any possible adverse events following immunization. The mock drill will include concurrent monitoring and review at the block and district levels and preparation of feedback to be shared with the State and Union Health Ministry.
The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has extended the validity of vehicular documents such as driving licenses, DLs, registration certificates, RCs and permits till the 31st of March 2021 in the light of the need to prevent the spread of COVID-19 pandemic. The ministry issued a directive to the states and union territory administrations in this regard yesterday. The ministry had earlier issued advisories on the 30th of March, 9th of June and 24th of August this year regarding extension of validity of documents related to the Motor Vehicles Act 1988 and the Central Motor Vehicles Rules 1989. It was advised that the validity of fitness, permit, all types, license, registration or any other concerned documents may be treated to be valid till the 31st of December this year. The advisory said, taking into consideration the need to prevent the spread of COVID-19, it is further advised that the validity of all of the above referred documents may be treated to be valid till the 31st of March 2021. This covers all documents whose validity has expired since the 1st of February 2020 or would expire by the 31st of March 2021. All the states and union territories have been requested to implement this advisory in letter and spirit so that the citizens, the transporters and various other organizations which are operating under this difficult time during the COVID-19 pandemic may not get harassed or face difficulties. The New Services Division brings glimpses of the year that was in our special series Year-Ender. The labour welfare has been at the forefront of NDA government's agenda. To harmonize the needs of workers, industries and other related parties, the central government has replaced 29 labour laws with 4 labour codes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had described these reforms as pro-worker, adding that it will create significant employment while ensuring minimum wage and social security for labourers.
श्रमिकों के स्वास्थ्य, श्रमिकों की सुरक्षा, श्रमिकों की सुविधा और श्रमिकों के वेतन को लेकर अब कानूनों को सरल बनाया गया है। नए कानूनों के माध्यम से देश के सभी करीब 50 करोड़ संगठित और असंगठित क्षेत्र के श्रमिकों को वेतन मिले और वो भी समय पर मिले, इसको कानूनी रूप से अनिवार्य कर दिया गया है।
Our correspondent takes a look at the significant provisions of the labour reforms.
Government has amalgamated 29 labour laws into 4 labour codes. They are Industrial Relation Code, Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code, Social Security Code and Code on Wages. Through these reforms, legal rights of minimum and timely wages have been given to all 50 crore organized and unorganized sector workers. To provide a safe working environment and protect labour health, for the first time, annual health checkup has been provided for workers above a certain age. Additionally, measures have also been taken to keep the standards related to safety effective and dynamic at the workplace. The labour codes also reduced the minimum qualification from 240 days to 180 days for leave. The provisions have been made for the payment of at least 50% of the penalty imposed on an employer for injury or death at workplace to the aggrieved worker in addition to other benefits. With a view that women should have the freedom to do the same work as men, provisions have been made that women can work in any type of institution at night as per their choice. For social security of labourers, the scope of ESIC and EPFO is being extended and Social Security Fund will be set up. Through this fund, social security schemes will be made for workers working in unorganized sector and plans will be formulated to provide all kind of social security benefits including insurance, maternity benefit and pension to 40 crore unorganized workers. The effective and simplified Industrial Relation Code have also been put in place so that peace and harmony prevail in the industrial units. Diwakar, AR News, Delhi.
In cricket, Australia were 34 for 1 against India in their second innings on day 3 of the second test at Melbourne Cricket Ground a short while ago. Earlier, India were bowled out for 326 in their first innings and have a lead of 131 runs. The Indian innings ended after the tail-enders fell quickly at the end. The visitors lost 5 wickets for paltry 32 runs. Stand-in captain Ajinkya Rahane with 112 and Ravindra Jadeja with 57 runs were top scorer for India. India had resumed the play on third day from the overnight score of 277 for 5 and with a lead of 82 runs, Rahane with unbeaten 104 runs and Ravindra Jadeja with gritty knock of 40 not out were at the crease. The hosts were all out for 195 runs in their first innings. India trailed 0-1 in the 4-match series after going down by 8 wickets in the opening day-night test in Adelaide. The Sports Ministry has issued standard operating procedures SOPs for conduct of sporting events in country. The SOP said that a COVID task force shall be constituted for each sporting competition by the organizing committee to guide and monitor all athletes and athlete support personnel. This task force will be responsible for overall implementation of protocols outlined in this SOP and other direction issued by the Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare from time to time.
In Himachal Pradesh, Shimla city and its surrounding areas experienced season's first light snowfall, bringing cheer among tourists and hoteliers. High and mid-hills in the state received fresh snowfall, while plain areas experienced scattered rains last night. The State Weather Department has forecast rain and snowfall in isolated places of the state today as well. The department also issued yellow weather warning of ground frost and cold wave likely to occur at isolated places of plains over the next 3 days.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital experienced moderate fog in the morning. The temperature will vary between 5 and 21 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. Temperature will vary between 18 and 31 degrees Celsius. Chennai will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will hover between 22 and 29 degrees Celsius. In Kolkata, fog and mist prevailed in the morning hours and sky will remain clear during the day. Srinagar will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Temperature will hover between -1 degree Celsius and 6 degrees Celsius. In Jammu, the minimum temperature was 6 degrees Celsius while maximum will be 18 degrees. Leh will have generally cloudy sky. Minimum temperature was -10 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be 0 degree. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. Muzaffarabad will have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will move between 1 to 14 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 4 and 17 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Prime Minister pitches for Made in India goods, reports the Tribune. The Prime Minister continues outreach, calling for self-sufficiency in his Mann Ki Baat on Sunday. PM recalls sacrifices of Sikh gurus. PM Modi to flag off Metro's first driverless train today, along with launching the fully operational National Common Mobility Card services on the Airport Express line in Delhi, reports the Hindustan Times. The Indian Express reports the government's response to protesters. Tomar welcomes return to talks. Quoting the Defence Minister, the paper writes, "No one can take the land of farmers." Europe begins vax drive amid fear of new strain, writes the Economic Times. A front-page headline in the Pioneer says, Centre extends the validity of driving licence registration certificates till March 31st. And finally, an Indian Express investigation reveals high up ladder, gender still matters. The paper adds fewer women move abroad, many city family as factor in career.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to inaugurate India's first ever driverless train operations on Delhi Metro at 11 a.m. today. 100th Kisan Rail to be flagged off by the Prime Minister this evening. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar meets business leaders in Qatar, highlights investment opportunities in India. Daily new COVID-19 cases in the country drops below 19,000 after 6 months. Validity of vehicular documents extended till 31st of March next year due to COVID-19. And in Melbourne Cricket Test, India all out for 326, lead by 131 runs against Australia on day 3. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.